Joe! And
Hey,
hi,
Sam.
kids. Something tells me it's February, and it's not the calendar.
Could it be the hearts that are getting hung up all over the place? As you probably know, Valentine's Day is in February, and hearts have always been a sign that Valentine's Day is close because they're a symbol for love.
Well, two things gave it away. The hearts, and I found this really nice Valentine's Day card written to me.
How fun! One reason I've always loved Valentine's Day is because everything Valentine's Day, exchanging Valentine's Day cards is always a fun thing to do. It's always so much fun to make people feel special and get cards in return.
Yeah? Well, if you think they're so special, did you write this one? Because I don't know who it's from. It just says, Dear Sam, roses are red, violets are blue, you're special. Love, Anonymous.
Then that's clearly not for me. It says so right in the card. It's from some guy named Anonymous. Probably from some other country. I've never heard of him, and are you sure that is meant for you?
Oh, Joe, Anonymous isn't the name of a person. It's the name that someone writes if they don't want you to know their real name.
Why?
Well, people like their privacy, and they want to say what they think without people knowing that they are the ones who think it. Well, in this case, the person who wrote the Valentine's Day card might be my secret admirer. He thinks I'm special and doesn't want me to know who he is. It's such a sweet mystery.
That's really interesting. I wonder if I have a secret admirer. But I don't care that much. I have to finish hanging up these Valentine's Day decorations so to get this beautiful episode of Kids Corner on the roll.
I can't wait. February is great. There's snow, Chinese New Year, Groundhog Day, and because of Valentine's Day, there's love in the air.
Yeah, that's exactly. It surprises me that the most popular month of the year for weddings is actually June. 11 out of 100 weddings takes place in June, and only 7 out of 100 take place in February.
That's weird. Probably because of the weather. So, do you have to hang up any more decorations?
Well, I could do some fixing on this.
Wait, Joe! There's something on your back! It's a Valentine!
Well, Valentine. Dear Joe, leaves are green.
Pansies are white.
I have fun with you every day. Love, Anonymous. Maybe I have a secret admirer too. I wonder who it could be.
Can I see it for a second? Look! The Anonymous in your Valentine has the same handwriting as the Anonymous in my Valentine. That probably means that the same person wrote these Valentines. It's a clue!
And I bet if this person knows both of us and has fun with us every day, it's somebody here at Kids Corner.
Yeah.
We'll know who wrote these Valentines in no time, Sam.
Right. I think it's about time to visit Miss Crafty. I have a feeling she could be behind this.
Alright, let's go. Oh, it was so cold. Thank God I wear my jacket.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Crafty.
Hey, you guys. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
too.
Valentine's Day.
I just wanted to thank you for these wonderful Valentine's Day cards you made us.
Yeah, you definitely did a great job.
They're so sweet.
What?
The Valentine's Day cards you made us.
Well, you guys, I didn't make you Valentine's Day cards.
What?
Well, I haven't sent my cards out yet. You'll know they're mine because they're going to be really colorful and glittery and feathery, too.
We should have guessed.
Yeah.
Miss Crafty always makes Valentine's Day cards with arts and crafts. They must be from somebody else.
But then who could have possibly sent us these cards? Are you sure you had nothing to do with this, Miss Crafty?
It wasn't me. I'm waiting a little bit to send them because it's too early. Not everybody has made their Valentine's Day mailbox yet, so not everyone will have something for me to put them in.
Wait, Valentine's Day mailbox? I don't have one of those.
Really? A Valentine's Day mailbox is a special mailbox you can make every year that you can put your Valentine's Day card people make you in. I'll teach you guys how to make one.
Cool. Well, that sounds awesome. I've never had anywhere to put my Valentines before. How can it be that I've never heard of this craft?
Well, beats me. But the first Valentines were sent in 1415, almost 600 years ago, by a young Frenchman named Charles, Duke of Orleans. Charles was trapped in the Tower of London because he was captured by some of his enemies, but he was able to send some of these letters to his wife who lives in France. The letters had many poems, and they were usually rhyming, and they were love letters. People thought this was such a sweet gesture, so they've been sending Valentines every year since then. It's no wonder that it's so popular. And it's no wonder that everyone has their own mailbox.
Yeah. So, what do we do first?
Well, first we need our supplies. So we have plates, we have some ribbons, paper clips, a hole puncher, construction paper, glitter, and scissors.
Okay.
So it's really easy. I already have this little paper plate here cut in half, and this is going to help us with our mailbox. So
Should we make them too?
yeah, let's see if we have enough paper plates here. So,
Yeah, we do.
all right.
I'll cut yours too.
Okay, so first, this is the back of our mailbox. But since we want it to have a nice clean back, we are going to start it off like this. And I'm going to take this part of my paper plate and I'm going to fit it like this. To help me staple these together, I'm going to actually hold them with my little paper clips here. So you can just, there you go. And here's an example of the one I made. I like it, it's really glittery. Alright. So next I'm just going to take my hole puncher. I'm going to hole punch them just like this. And your hole punch should go through both sides of your paper plates.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, I'll do it on this side actually. Alright. Here you go.
Thank you.
So the next step is pretty easy. We're just going to take a ribbon of our choice. And I think I'll do red because red is a really good Valentine's Day color.
Yeah.
So here we go. And cut it enough so you can make a knot to tie your paper plate together.
Thank you, Sam.
Should be like this.
That works too, but I figured white would be better. Either or. If you like the little flowers on your plates, you can use those. All
Or
right.
you could decorate the flowers any way you want and cover it with a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Maybe we should have gotten plain white.
They're still nice anyway you make them.
Of course. Everything you make is nice and stuff.
Ooh, thank you, Sam. So I'm just tying a little bow here, just to make it festive and to keep my little plate mailbox together. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So where did that ribbon go? Oh, here it is. Alright. Let's see. So how have you guys been enjoying February?
Wonderful. Joe decorated Kids Corner so pretty with all the hearts he put up. It looks great. You should come see it.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
I should. I haven't seen it yet. February is my favorite month.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I love all the colors, and I especially love making these crafts for you kids.
That's awesome. My birthday's in February.
No way.
Yeah, that's why I love February.
So now what?
Alright, I'm going to take my paper clips off now, and I'm just going to take a stapler so I can secure the bottom of our mailbox. So we can just put a couple.
Joe.
Dropping things all over the place.
Do you need some ribbon, Joe? Alright.
Still trying to figure this out.
Alright, might want to paper clip it together. That should help.
Thank you.
Alright, so here's our little pouch where we're going to put our Valentines in. So, next step is you can decorate it however you want.
Oh.
So, I'm just going to cut a piece off of this, and I'm going to make a heart. So, a really, really easy way to make your heart. You just cut it in half, and then, oops. And then you make half of what a heart would look like. So, you go like this, and then kind of curve it at the bottom, and when you open it, it's going to be a heart.
Really?
Just like that.
Wow, you're right.
And it doesn't matter if your hearts look different because originality is really cool, especially when you're making these. Now I'm just gonna glue this onto my front patch.
I think Joe's having a problem.
Oh yeah, he is. You need some help with that, Joe?
I think I got it.
Alright,
Just continue with your craft, Miss Crafty.
will do. Alright, so now that my heart is nice and secure, I'm thinking I'm gonna draw some like nice little things on here. So we can either glue them or draw them.
Can I use this glitter?
Yes, you can. That's really watery though, so be careful.
Uh-oh.
I have some markers here that I think I'll use. I think I'll draw little hearts all over them.
Oh no.
I love glitter. That's why my first one was really glittery, but it got messy. So make sure if you're doing this, you clean up after so you don't leave your parents a mess.
I give up. This is so hard.
Joe,
If you need your parents to help, then you can ask them with anything you need. I'm having a little trouble with the ribbon, so that might be the best to get help on.
well, you can help me with mine. You can put a little paper clip hole right there. So I think I'm gonna decorate it some more with more ribbon. There we go. And then a matching one right here, if you may.
Right there.
Alright. So now that I have 2 more holes, I think I'm just gonna hang some more ribbon from it. So let's see. The red ribbon is here.
I like how you put your name on that one, Miss Crafty.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And especially because I like glitter, so I used some sparkly glitter there. I might have some leftover glitter to do that again. Let's see. Put that through. And we can just tie that and make it all curly. And
I like your smiley face, Sam.
Thanks, Joe.
That is really nice, Sam. So now Sam and me are just gonna curl these right here. And you're just gonna take it on your scissors and go like that. But you might want to ask your parents' help for that because it can be dangerous. Alright, well, looks like we're running out of time. So this is what your final craft should look like.
Well, it looks great, Miss Crafty. It looks a lot better than mine, I must say.
Well, I like yours.
Well, thanks anyway.
This is the one I made the other day. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looks like somebody already put a Valentine in there for you.
Wow.
Another one.
This is really interesting. I'm surprised. This must be for my anonymous because it says anonymous.
What does
on
it say? What does it say?
It says, "Dear Miss Crafty, sunflowers are yellow, the carrots are orange. Nobody can make crafts like you. Love, Anonymous."
Wow,
That's really sweet.
and it looks like the same person who wrote our cards.
Wow, it does.
Wow. Well, then I guess we're gonna have to find out who wrote these if it's not you, Miss Crafty.
Yeah,
We're
this
gonna
is
have
kind of. This is gonna become an investigation now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Anonymous is not a person.
Well, it has to be somebody who's good at naming flowers, well, sort of, and not very good at rhyming, it looks like. But who could it be?
I don't know.
Good
But
at
I
naming
love-
flowers? Let's
Yeah.
go see Nature Boy. It could be him.
You're so right, Joe. Why
Alright.
don't we go now?
We'll
Bye,
see
Miss
you later,
Crafty.
Miss
All
Crafty.
right, bye guys. Bye kids.
Do you think we'll ever find out who wrote these Valentines?
I'm sure we will, Sam. We've already crossed off a few names. We'll just have to start looking a little harder.
Oh man, I want to know so badly that I have a stomach ache. Wait, no, I think that just means it's time to eat.
Sweet then, let's eat. I'm kind of in the mood for some wedding cake right now. Did you know that in ancient Rome, they used to drop a cake on the bride's head as part of the wedding celebration? And then in the medieval times, they piled many cakes on top of each other, and at the party, the bride and groom would try to kiss each other from different sides of the cake. And then one baker decided to cover the pile of cakes in frosting And that's why wedding cakes look the way they do today.
Well, sorry, Joe, but I have something else planned as the snack today. But I promise it's just as fun.
What is it?
Well, it's a special snack in honor of the Chinese New Year.
Chinese what now?
Come on, Joe, let me show you.
Ladies first. This is interesting. Are we showing the boys and girls how to pour cereal today? That almost seems too easy.
We're doing much more than that. I set up all of this because of the Chinese New Year.
Oh, right. Chinese New Year. You still need to explain to me what that is.
It's simple. As you know, I've been learning different languages this year. When I was learning some Chinese, I came across this amazing holiday. We celebrate the New Year on the same date every year, January 1st. But the Chinese culture uses an entirely different calendar than we do. It's based on the phases of the moon and the sun, so it actually isn't that different from ours. But it's different enough that Chinese New Year is always on different dates in what we call February. Of course, in the America we live in today, Chinese New Year has become a celebration of Chinese culture. And all are invited to celebrate and experience it.
Cool! So what do we actually do to experience Chinese culture?
Well, for one thing, we eat Chinese food. Unfortunately, real Chinese food is very filling, especially if we're just going to eat a snack right now. If it were dinner time, we'd be eating rice, noodles, chicken, and much more.
But since it's snack time, we're eating cereal. Cereal?
Not exactly. In case you haven't noticed, I didn't put any spoons out. That's because in China, it's popular, especially this time of year, to eat food with chopsticks.
Chopsticks? We're gonna eat cereals with these?
Mm-hmm.
That looks hard, but I'm so happy we only do this for one part of the holiday per year.
Don't worry, Joe. It'll get easy. And trying something different is always fun.
That's true.
Okay. So kids at home, you might like to try eating cereal with chopsticks too, but you may not have any. Not to worry though. You don't need actual chopsticks. You can use 2 popsicle sticks and eat the same way. As a matter of opinion, that's actually much easier if it's your first time. So let's get started. You can only have a little bit at a time.
Enough for a healthy snack.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect amount.
What do you think, Joe?
It's so tasty. This is so much fun. If we had some milk, we could even dip the cereal in it. So I guess the Chinese stuff must be pretty cool and fun then. Can you tell me anything else we learned about Chinese New Year?
Well, did you know that every year belongs to a different animal?
No way! That's wild!
Mm-hmm. It's true. There are 12 animals that the Chinese calendar cycles through repeatedly, giving 1 year to each. This year is the year of the rabbit. The next year of the rabbit will be 12 years, and the last year of the rabbit was 12 years ago. The Chinese say that the rabbit is creative, compassionate, and sensitive, so it's believed that anybody born in this year is going to be too.
Cool. What about the other 11 animals?
Well, last year it was said to be the year of the tiger, said to be brave and competitive. Before that, in 2009, it was the year of the ox, a strong and dependable animal. In 2008, it was the year of the rat, which is curious, funny, and has a big imagination.
Probably true.
In 2007, it was the year of the pig, generous and determined. 2006 was the year of the dog, loyal and kind. I love dogs. Before that, 2005 was the year of the rooster, a confident and motivated animal. And surprise, I'm a rooster because I was born in 1993, 12 years before 2005.
Wow, good to know.
Yeah, and 2004 was the year of the monkey, playful and clever.
Let me guess. I'm a monkey!
Oh, yeah, because you were born in 1992, 12 years before 2004.
Perfect, keep going.
2003 was the year of the goat, creative and intelligent. 2002 was the year of the horse, strong and energetic. 2001 was the year of the snake, graceful and good at making decisions. And finally, last but not least, the final animal of the Chinese calendar is the year of the dragon in 2000, ambitious and mighty. It makes sense because dragons are very important symbols in China. You know how in America we have a lot of pride in eagles? Well, in China it's the same, but with dragons.
That sounds sweet. Maybe I'll move to China one day, as long as I'm allowed to eat with a spoon.
Well, come on, let's get out of here. Well, that was quite a fun meal.
Yeah, and I learned a lot too.
Well, maybe next time you'll eat Chinese food and think twice about eating with a fork, a spoon, or your hands. Can you imagine how difficult it would be to pick up a tiny grain of rice with 2 chopsticks? It's considered lucky if you can do that.
Actually, rice in itself is considered good luck. That's why people love throwing rice at the bride and groom after wedding ceremonies. It's a fun way of wishing them good luck and having a long and happy life together. It's one of the oldest wedding traditions, and not surprisingly, it originated in the Hindu and Chinese cultures.
Well, weddings are just too much fun. But when you keep talking about them, it reminds me of love, which reminds me of hearts, which reminds me of Valentine's Day, which reminds me of Valentine's, which reminds me that we still don't know who sent us our Valentine's Day cards.
That's quite a thought train. The cards keep mentioning plants. You think Nature Boy could be behind this?
He probably is. Let's go find him right now. Happy Valentine's Day, Nature Boy.
It's Valentine's Day?
How did you not know? Sam, he must be the one who wrote all the cards for us then.
Oh man, how didn't you notice the hearts everywhere?
I guess I was just a little caught off my own favorite holiday, Groundhog Day.
Wow.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's on February 2nd every year. I love it because it takes you back to the good old days when they always looked for nature for the answers. German people brought this tradition to Pennsylvania when they settled before the 1800s even started. Every winter, groundhogs hibernate. That means they sleep all winter long. The belief is that they are very, very special groundhogs all over North America. The most famous is named Puxatawney Phil, who lives in a hole in Puxatawney, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
What a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Puxatawney.
On February 2nd every year, Phil will come out of his burrow and look around. If he sees a shadow, he will go back into his hole, and to us it means 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see a shadow, he will not go back into the hole, and that means spring weather will come early. The cold weather will go away sooner, but that doesn't mean we won't ever have any more cold weather.
Hey, Nature Boy, speaking of the cold weather, isn't there a little bit of it too much outside for you to be dressed like this?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Like I said, it's going to be awfully cold here in New Jersey, so I'm going to go to Hawaii for a little bit and vacation from the winter.
Lucky? I've always wanted to go there. Hawaii's an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean that has hula dancing, surfing, and best of all, volcanoes.
I wish we could go with you. I've always wanted to see a volcano.
Well, you know what I was thinking? I can't bring you guys to see me with this volcano, but I can bring the volcano here to see you.
How? That's impossible.
Yeah.
Not with my amazing home paper mache volcano kit.
Seriously?
Let's go over to Dr. K and we'll show you how it's done. It's pretty easy. I'll see you guys soon. Wow, Dr. K, that volcano looks like it's about ready to erupt.
I know, I put a lot of hard work into this. As you can see, I already made the volcano that we're going to erupt later on, but I'm going to show you how we came about making this. So we bought a kit from the store. It came with 2 plastic pieces, some eruption tablets, and you're going to have to supply yourself with your own club soda. The first step I did to make this is the top part can snap on. There's little holes in it that you can snap on to the bottom part. You can't see right now. But I did that and I snapped it on. And then following the directions, I took the whole volcano and I turned it upside down. Once you get to this part, you're going to make the actual plaster that you can see the volcano is made out of. You take your plaster and you take a cup of 10 ounces of water, and you take the plaster and you pour it into the cup. Be careful, because the plaster is going to start to set really quickly, and you're going to have to keep stirring it. Once it's made, the volcano, which is already upside down, you're going to take it and you're going to pour it into the 3 slots on the bottom. So once you pour it in, you want to tap it down and get all the plaster into the volcano so you get the full volcano made. Once it's done, you take your eruption tablets. These are what's going to make the volcano explode. And you open it up, and the directions say to put 5 tablets in. 5 tablets?
That's a lot.
I know, right? And you place them in the top of the hole. You want to place them in? While he's placing them in, we also need the club soda, like I said before. We're going to need 11 ounces, or in some cases, 330 milliliters. So we're going to pour it into our measuring cups.
That's gonna be awfully hard to get in that hole.
This is almost full. I need a little more. Okay. Now that we have all our club soda, we're going to pour it into the top of the volcano. Would you like to do that, or would you like me to do
Why
that?
don't you take care of that?
Alright. Now you want to be careful and make sure you get as much as possible in the top of the volcano. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Volcano's erupting.
It's even red. Looks like lava.
Yeah, you can add some more food dye in if you want a more red color, or you can put any color you want. Get creative.
Do you have to pour all that in there?
Yep, you want to make sure you get all of it in, and remember, only 5 tablets, or else it might not work.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thanks, guys. We'll go back to Sam
Back
and
to
Joe.
Sam and Joe.
See ya.
Guys.
Hey kids, I'm Cinema Sam, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I love movies. I love them so much that every time we see each other, I'm going to be telling you about one of my favorites. And maybe, if you like them too, you'll watch them. The first movie we're going to be talking about is Toy Story 3. This hilarious movie is about 2 best friends, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, who go on a big adventure. Woody and Buzz are 2 toys, like the ones we play with. Woody is a cowboy and Buzz is a space ranger. But their owner, Andy, is going away to college. Right before Woody and Andy are supposed to leave, Woody, Buzz, and the rest of their friends get donated to a daycare center. And it's up to all of them to get Woody back to Andy so the 2 of them could leave for college. Before I tell you kids why I love this movie so much, I have to tell you that Toy Story 3 is a sequel. What is a sequel? Sometimes when people make movies, they can't fit the whole story into one movie. So they have to make multiple movies to tell the whole thing. When this happens, the second and third movies are called sequels. That's why some movies have numbers in the name. Like this one, Toy Story 3. So, before you watch this movie, you should ask Mom and Dad if you can watch Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. Now that you kids know that, I can tell you why I love Toy Story 3 so much. A great thing about this movie is that it's funny. When I saw this with my family, I could not stop laughing. There were so many funny parts that I couldn't even keep track, and I was counting. I wish the jokes wouldn't stop, but at the end of the movie, it was absolutely hilarious. Another amazing thing about Toy Story 3 is that there are so many cool characters. Besides Woody and Buzz, some of the characters are Barbie, Ken, Mr. Potato Head, Ham, Lotso Loving Bear, Jesse, Bullseye, and Rex. I wish I was there to play with them all. They each have their own personalities and fun things about them. I know you will have a favorite character. My favorite part of the movie is when Buzz Lightyear gets accidentally turned on to Spanish mode. He starts talking in Spanish and doing lots of funny and strange things to all of his friends. It's definitely something to look for when watching the movie. Well, kids, that's all the time I have today. Be sure to ask your parents about Toy Story 3 if you want to watch it. It's very funny, the toys are great, and your family will love it. This is Cinema Sam here. Goodbye.
Who must that be?
Oh, hi, Joe. Hi, Sam. Hey, kids.
Hey, nap time, Nanny.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day!
Valentine's Day to you guys, too. All right.
And thanks for the anonymous Valentines.
Yeah, they have to be from you. We've asked everybody else.
Anonymous Valentines? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you don't.
No, really. I've been here talking about love, reading stories, but not writing them. I mean, in fact, I would love to share you guys a story about love. Are you
That's
down?
a book about love?
It's called The Story of Ferdinand. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in the shade all day and just smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head, she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here, where I can just sit quietly and smell the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she would just let him sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and very strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other's heads and stick each other with their horns. What they most of all wanted to do was be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He just liked to sit quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in with very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the fights in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting, butting, leaping, and jumping, so the men would think that they were the very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care, so he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on a nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that is just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, did it hurt! Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the banderillos, with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to all the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the Banderillos were afraid of him, and the Picadores were afraid of him, and the Matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran into the middle of the ring, and everyone was shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely, and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got into the middle of the ring, he saw all the flowers in the lovely lady's hairs, and he just sat down quietly and sniffed. He wouldn't fight and be fierce, no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the Banderillos were mad, and the Picadores were madder, and the Matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know is he's sitting there under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He's very happy. The end. Oh, what is this? A Valentine?
It can't be!
I'm gonna read it. It says, "To dear Miss Naptime Nanny, to see the twilight shadows so pale, or the landscape far and wide, or stream and meadow, mound and dale, how soft is nature's calm repose, then evening skies their grooves do weep, the gentlest wind and gently blows, if soothe her in her sleep. Is gay morn breaks, mist roll away, all nature a day, is breast alone, dark shadows remain, and never regain. Love, Anonymous."
Wow! It's the same handwriting as all of ours, but it was longer and more thoughtful and more romantic
Of
than
course
mine,
it is.
Sam, Nature Boys, and Miss Crafty's.
Of course it is. It's a poem called Lucy's Song, written by Charles Dickens. He also wrote the famous story, The Christmas Carol. His birthday's in February, you know.
But Charles Dickens couldn't have written the Valentines. He was alive a very long time ago. So who could it be? I know it wasn't Joe, Miss Crafty, Nature Boy, Naptime Nanny, or I. And it's somebody who likes Charles Dickens, but is bad at rhyming and naming plants.
I think I have an idea who it is. Music Man!
Hey guys.
Wow, thank you for the Valentine's, Music Man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, guys.
Happy Valentine's Day. Actually, we have a lot more to celebrate in February than Valentine's Day. Chinese New Year, Groundhog Day, and weddings.
Don't forget about Charles Dickens' birthday.
Yeah.
But there's something we're forgetting. What about President's Day?
President's Day.
We can't have a beautiful episode without a tribute to the presidents.
Oh yeah, we can. If you tune in later this month, there's going to be an entire new episode dedicated to the presidents. We'll wear cool hats, eat the president's favorite foods, talk about leap year, interview a real president, and have much more fun, as usual.
Well, that should be very president-entertaining.
Exactly. See you then!